not liking this stain on my shirt. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Nate from Big Nate TV. Don't mind the stain. It's just some water on my shirt. Miles, can you come and do me a favor? Can you come and shut my door, please? Um, Today I want to do our men's rap session. It's going to be about 30 minutes long because I think there's a thank you, sir. Right now, I think that men need to have a safe space to discuss various topics that they don't get a chance to discuss um, in person. And for those that are joining us, I will say this: these sessions are going to be important. And today I want to talk. I want to talk really to the men on mentoring our boys to become men. I'm looking at. I had a conversation with someone today, and we talked about. I have boys, and of course I have black boys. And what's happening is I'm very nervous for our young men, not just the black ones, but I'm nervous for all these young boys. Because what a lot of people don't know, there's someone in the South right now, some kid, some young person, the police are harassing them. They can be white, they can be black, they can be Asian, they can be gay, straight. It's funny, the cop that just shot the guy with the cell phone, he gave him out home. So I really think there was more to that than just him getting shot. But that's one we'll discuss at a later time and date. But I want to talk about our young men. I want to talk about one of the things that I hear, and I heard it as a young man myself. We did this back in the day, and they don't do this, and we did that, and this generation is soft, and this, that, and the other. Well, here's my rebuttal to that. Then it's your fault that we were soft. It is our fault that this new generation is soft, because at some point these are our kids, these are our nieces and nephews, these are our grandkids, and we had a chance to mentor them, and we didn't. They don't know how to fight. Did you teach your child how to fight? I taught my child how to fight, then why is he in jail for a gun charge? I don't really understand that. Give me. I'm sending this over to some of my pages and all that other good stuff. But here's where I want to go with this. I'm challenging a lot of these men to step up, even if you just talk, to a young man. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to speak to someone of your own race. Just take a young man under your wing and mentor him. I'm really speaking to this 40 and over crowd, because even when we're at work, there are different scenarios that these young men go through that we didn't have to go through when we were older, where you had sexual harassment, and if the person doesn't like you, they can file a sexual harassment charge on you. There are just different things that we need to talk about to our young men. How are you going to pay for all of these babies that you're making, brother? But nobody, our men are not speaking to them. I spoke to my son. I remember having this conversation with my son about what happens when you get arrested. I talk to him all the time. When you talk to these young girls, you know, if they are set under 18, man, hang up the phone because they'll be in these group chats. And see, that's why I say we didn't have to deal with a lot of the shenanigans that these kids deal with because a lot of the fights aren't public. They go behind in social media. They go on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. The fight can go virtually, and then all of a sudden we have a problem. And so I'm trying to get my son to understand. He's 22 now. He's 22. When he was 18, I told him quickly, if they're under 18, be very mindful. 21, I'm like, don't even do it. Drop your comments below, hit that like, share button. Follow me on Big Nate TV on YouTube, please. I definitely need um the likes and the shares on YouTube. And I have a problem. I'm having a problem with a lot of men that are just letting things kind of slide. They're letting things slide in our community because there shouldn't be so much violence and single parenthood in our community. It really shouldn't be. It really shouldn't. And me personally, I'm at the point where I think that we need to have that discussion again as men. What do we do with some of this violence? See, the problem with the Million Man March was they were very good at telling us what the problem was, but I'm ready to come up with solutions. And I have a few solutions to where we need to get back together. Number one, single fathers. You need to be more active in schools. You have to be more active in schools. You have to be active in your kids' schooling. You have to be active in your talking to your young man. Because here's something that absolutely amazes me. How in the world did a teenager have a gun in their house or multiple guns in their house and not a soul knew? And I'm really speaking to some of you street guys. I'm really speaking to a lot of you guys that have been in the street, that have turned your life around. So I don't understand. Then they'll say, "Oh, Nate, they don't throw hands." Did you teach your young men how to fight? Not windmilling like they some girl, but actually defend himself. I remember I did a study on domestic violence amongst men, and the um the study was kind of interesting because a lot of these young men or a lot of men play out what they seen in their family because their mama probably got their ass beat by the boyfriend, the baby daddy, and these dudes was younger and they didn't stop them. I remember, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I went to school in Mississippi. Mississippi Valley State. Shout out to Mississippi Valley State and the Delta Devils. Also, let's shout out uh, Jackson State University, all these HBCUs. But I went to Mississippi Valley State, and I remember seeing this guy. he was beating the dog shit out of his girl. And I was high. And I was walking with some of my boys. And I said, man, we got to go help her. And this is what they said. They said, great, don't even do it. That's none of our business. He said, they said, when your trick get out of line, you whoop her. I'm like, wait, what? I had to be about 20, give or take. I don't even really remember. But I do remember them saying, I do remember them saying, whoop that trick. And it made me think. I remember I was a little boy and my aunt's husband came in, he was probably drunk. I was a little boy, about 7, 8. And I could hear them fighting, tussling. And then when I went and saw it, it just blew my mind. And it was nothing I could do. I said, get off my aunt, man. And he was like, man, and I remember I said, there's nothing I can do now, but I'll come and get you when I'm older. And I remember I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s and we were at a funeral and my mother had to stop me because I was ready to go get him. So these men, what I'm sharing with you is it doesn't necessarily have to be your kids because maybe you don't have sons. Even if you do, some of these young men never had a father figure in their life. That's why they do reckless things. Some of them are stuck. I'll be 50 in 3 weeks. And that'll be the 25th anniversary of my 25th birthday. Here's the funny thing. Do you know a lot of young black men don't even think they'll make it to 25? This is in the 90s. I told my dad, I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to 25. I'm not talking to the mothers. I'm talking to men. So when I find out if I'm talking to a sister and they got young men or, boys that are under 30, I'm more, I love the girls, because girls love their dads and all that other stuff. But I also want to rap to these young boys, it's okay to, be bravado and all that other good stuff. But brother, do you have a direction for your life? Because you don't need to be getting into a lot of unnecessary beats because these young boys, they'll kill you. They'll go to jail until they're 21 and come out and spend the rest of their summer doing whatever. I'm a fool of my life and you're dead. Because that macho bullshit that we used to talk about, man, meet me outside, meet me out back, meet me down the street, will now result in someone getting killed or getting shot and paralyzed. And do you really want that? Can you really handle that? I remember I have a friend on here and we had a conversation. She said, Nate, up in Baltimore, she said there are a lot of feminine men and there are a lot of masculine women. And the reason the women are masculine because they've had to do it all theirself. I said, I get it. So then I watched these posts and I watched the some of the videos and they paint men to be these demons and these horrible monsters, but yet they still have these kids. That the whole conversation about having kids really should start early. I say somewhere in the age of 10. By the time you hit 13, that conversation really needs to be had. First things first, gentlemen, if you have kids, you need to be involved in your kids' school. You need to be involved in their schooling. The second thing you need to do is be involved in their health. You need to be involved in their health. Why is the mother just taking them to the doctor? Why can't you? Hit that like share button for me. Hit that like share button for me. Drop some comments down there because I'll respond back to the comments later on. Man, y'all need to have these conversations with these kids and these young boys. What's going on with you? Nothing. Elaborate more on that. What does nothing mean? Even dead people are doing something. My dad used to. He used to hate that. Even dead people are doing something. Even dead people are doing something. Even dead people are doing this, that, and the other. Even dead people are just laying there. What are you doing? What didn't? How was school? Even if you in Zoom class, get up on that class and talk to them because you could be. You don't know. They might want to talk to you about something that's going on in class. Here's the funny thing. I don't care what people say. When the father speak, doesn't matter. Them kids are going to pay attention, especially these men, these boys. When you get a chance, I need to see if I can get a copy of it. But Jenks Morton had a movie called Men the Boys. And again, this scene stuck out to me. The young boy said, fathers make boys soft because when the father is there, they ain't got to worry about, are they going to have to take care of their mother? Are they going to have to take care of the family? All this other stuff. And it was a lot. It was way heavy. And I want you guys to think, my dad wasn't there. My mom was a product of a single parent. It's time to stop that curse. It's time to stop that curse. It's time to have a conversation with with some of these young kids, these young men, these teenagers. If they don't know how to fight, ask them. Who taught you how to fight? Show me your guards. Show me your duke. Put your dukes up. Come on, throw some hands with me real quick. And you'll be surprised of how many of them can't even. They can't. We have more young men going to college than we have going to jail, and a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that. But why would I even put you in that situation? Now we have the police out here hunting us more than we hunt. We are being hunted. Why would you not sit and speak to your young son or some young man and be like, listen, when the police pull you over, already have your ID, your driver's license, your insurance card, and your registration already hanging out the window because we don't want no mistakes. That young boy died walking down the street with a cordless phone. So I want you guys to like be involved and have daily conversations. It could be a young man, it could be a young brother that's at your job. Hey, what's going on? How was your weekend? What you do? Not getting all you'll know what to do. Man, I got 2 kids, 2 baby mamas. Go ask Steven Jackson how's that working out for him. 15 kids. How do you even remember the name of 15 kids and all them different baby mothers? I just did the video with one woman enough. There needs to be that conversation. Young man, what are your dreams? What are your goals? Because I guarantee you, in some cities, I guarantee you, the drug dealers, the gangbangers are like, come on and hang with us. Rep these colors. They've been doing that for years. Rep these colors. Come on. We gonna make you blood. We gonna make you Crip. You gonna be GD. You gonna be Latin King. You gonna you. These are things. These are things, and a lot of people that have been to jail or that are in certain situations, they're like, man, I wish I had somebody to talk to me and tell me this was not the way to go. Even how They process their feelings and how they process conflict. That needs to be discussed. Because a lot of us, for a lot of these young men, pick up a gun, pick up a knife, do violence versus it's okay to walk away. I'll live to see another day. You this, you that. There comes a time where some of you older dudes need to, be the OG, the uncle, you know, and be like, look, brother, it's cool. Let's sit there. I've been there, done that. Let's get you a game plan. Let's get you a game plan and try to get you, where you want to go. Half of these kids, they just living off the seat of their pants. They have no goals. They have no real dreams. They just wake up and do whatever they're going to do. Some of them go to work. Some of them go to school. There's no real dream. And I'm talking to these men that are 40 plus. If you 40, you still young. You still young. You can still rap to somebody 35. Brother, you 35. Let me tell you something. It's wildly different when you rapping to somebody. We can have these conversations about whatever basketball game or football game that's going on at the barbershop. But at the end of the day, how many of you are really sitting here and asking, saying, look, what's going on with you, brother? You good? You fine? How the kids doing? Just like they say, take your daughters out on dates. Man, you need to take your sons out and show your sons how to go out. If you have young men that are 21 and plus and they're getting ready to go to the club, I would strongly suggest nowadays you take them to a couple of clubs with you. You show them, things that could go wrong. People slipping stuff into your drinks. People, I don't like him. He think he this, he think he that. Knowing when to walk away, know when to flex your muscles. Because that could be the result of life and death. But men, we need to be involved more into the kids' lives. Numerous parenting classes that can be taken. It doesn't even have to be your kid. You could mentor someone that's significantly younger than you. I always laugh because I say, if you even think about doing something to me, I got my young gunners that'll do something for me. And I talk to them all the time. And one of them, he said, Nate, I ain't seen you in a minute. I said, I'm good. I'm like, I just need music from you. That's all I need. That's it. And I talk to them. And I talk. I don't tell them how to live their life, but I question. And I think that's where we're going to go with it. Because if it seems illogical, I need them to explain the logic in their what I deem as being illogical. Because in their world, they may process things different. These young men, white, black, purple, orange, green, Asian, black, whatever, they are going through a lot. And I know a lot of these young black men, they say the police are harassing them. I believe it. I believe it. But have this real talk with young men because I think we're going to have that talk next week. Matter of fact, that is going to be our talk next week. Is police brutality self-inflicted? Is it something that is self-inflicted could have been prevented? We'll talk about that next week. You can find me on all social medias at Big Nate TV. My name is Nate Big Nate Morrell. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Big Nate TV. You could, if you want to follow me professionally, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Nathaniel Big Nate Morrell, or get me on YouTube. I respond back. Drop your comments below. If you're looking at this on the replay, definitely drop your comments. I respond to everybody. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you a little bit later on.